Everyone, this is Nikachu, Merfolk Master. I am here with my brother as we explore modern Merfolk with peek. Oh, we have double peek here. We're going to peek in the beginning and we're going to peek when we attack for victory. Before we get into our match, we're going to thank our sponsor, themanabase.com. And if you still play Standard before rotation, you might want to check out the Abzan deck by Connor Hawkins. Go check out that Abzan guide on themanabase.com, your home base for everything Magic the Gathering. And don't forget to be eligible for our beautiful Cursecatcher giveaway, beautiful artist-altered waiter serving hamburger and fries Cursecatcher. You are eligible for that. Just don't forget to either retweet on Twitter in the comment section below or share the link in Facebook. You can choose. You can do both, and you'll be eligible to win this thing. And the winner will be decided in my next series. By my next series. So we won the die roll. We can keep this. Yeah, sounds good. It's got a lot of 1-drops, but I think that's fine. It's not a big deal. On the play, Ether Vial. Cycle a little bit with our little peaks. Peak replaces itself. That is a great thing about peak. Some people ask me about telepathy. Like, there's some upside to telepathy in that the I was thinking about a one of telepathy. Telepathy is basically peak for forever. It's an enchantment for 1 blue. Your opponent shows their hand for forever. However, you don't draw a card, and that's a big deal. So that means every second telepathy that you draw is useless. So the second, the third, the fourth, it's just all garbage.
Economics.
It's all, yeah, economics.
Up against the mirror.
No. Curious to know if my miscaller is going to be good. Mr. Rainforest, if I were to take a shot in the dark, this feels like Infect.
Tropical Merfolk.
Good question is, do I play peek now to draw cards, or do I play peek on my opponent's turn to, like, if I draw a land, I want to play this land. Or how big of a deal is that? I mean, it's something. But I will work with slightly incomplete information. I'm going to peek right now. Yeah, let's peek right now. See if we draw a land. Okay. So we're up against Storm. And
Easy
they have
matchup.
a lot of lands. Pass. Probably not in good shape game 1 against Storm.
You'll be fine.
I don't know about that. And this is also a situation where that extra card would mean a lot. So far their hand is very good. They've got a Gifts Ungiven, a Noxious Revival. They've got a Brawl. They've got, like, their hand is very good. They got a Manamorphose. Everything that they need. They can hands down just combo off when they get to untap. There isn't any angle that we can take advantage of here. They've got plenty of lands. I would love to know the day that I can play Spreading Seas against a Storm player. That would be great. They do need red mana. They only need 1, but they do need it. If they don't get it, they're screwed.
There it is.
There it is. So we can't even Spreading Seas the, like, Steam vents. I don't think we've got I don't think we have the tools either in the main deck or right now to deal with this. Their hand is just too good. So we've looked at their hand, and I don't think there's any way we can play around this. We're just going to have to lose game 1 and go on to games 2 and 3. Well, I should also say that I think Relic is very good against this deck. So we are actually down a very strong card against Storm in placement of this Mistcaller. Which is a sacrifice I've been sort of willing to make. So now what do we do?
Spreading Seas.
Spreading Seas, it will do nothing. They've got, they have like all the mana in the world.
So then play it for fun.
I'm like, just trying to think, like, how do I even bluff my opponent here?
By playing Spreading Seas. Might draw you into a second one. And you can eliminate the other red mana.
I guess I'll play Etherval and pass. I don't know what I'm bluffing. Maybe Dismember. But I'm trying not to tap out. But if my opponent just wants to go for it, then that's fine too. Like, I just can't do anything about this. Okay. And that could even be a tester. Like, do I have Dismember? Because it doesn't even matter. They've got a land. They've got everything. So, like, here's Desperate Ritual. They've got rid of their island, their Spire Bluff Canal. This. Resolves. Even if I had Cursecatcher here, it wouldn't even do anything. So, like, the strongest card against Storm is going to be Relic of Progenitus. We don't got that. Next strongest card is just going to be... do I even want to play this out? Okay, you can... no, I don't want this. Put 2 cards to their graveyard. I'll put your rituals in the graveyard. Did that glitch happen where the 2 things didn't go to the graveyard? I can't tell. Whatever. It's not a big deal. We're dead. We're dead. We're just going to enjoy dying.
Let them use their time.
This is a combo deck that's like really easy and quick to combo off. This deck doesn't ever threaten to like lose on time. I like to waste people's time. Like, wasting time is good for against KCI. Wasting time is good against control decks. Oh, it's very good against control decks. Like, those are matchups that can go to time. Pyretic Ritual. Oh, yeah. 50% off! Brawl and Goblin Electromancer.
Storm count 10. 11. 12.
Yeah, Past in Flames. Gifts Ungiven again. If only Mistcaller said, like exile spells from graveyard. Until end of turn, if a non-token creature would enter the battlefield and it wasn't cast, exile it instead, and sacrifice... And like, I don't know, exile target spell that was cast from the graveyard. Nothing... Mistcaller should just only allow things to be fair. Very, very, very fair. So one thing I do like is I think Peak is very good in this matchup. I think it will help. It did help me against Storm in the past when I played against Peak. Okay, whatever. Okay, thank you very much. Just knowing if they have it or not. Like, their hand was just stacked. I mean, they had a perfect balanced hand. Of like, they had the creature, they had the right number of rituals, they had Metamorphose, they had the right lands, they had the right land density, and they had Gifts Ungiven that I couldn't interact with. That's okay. Okay, we're going to bring in Spell Pierce, which is not great, but it's fine. We'll bring in Deprive. That is very good. And we'll bring in Venser. That's also very good. Because you can... worst case scenario, you can exile the flashback on Past in Flames, and that will work. So cards we're going to take out. We're going to take out Mistcaller. That's useless. Spreading Seas is also useless. We're going to probably keep a lot of Clunk in here. Phantasmal Image is a bit of a liability, because you can just like Grape Shot it for 1... and then it's dead. But I don't want to keep all the Master Waves in the deck. It's also really awkward. I'll take 2 Master Waves out. Maybe Master Waves is a little bit better if I know I have Peak. Okay, we'll take out Phantasmal Image. I don't know what's better. That's just what we're gonna do. That's the best we can do. You know what? Sometimes your deck is not tuned the best that you want in all matchups. You just do your best and then try from there. We're just going to do our best. Is there any sayings about doing your best?
No.
Try your best and everything is going to turn out fine.
Do or do not, there is no try.
Do or do not, there is no try.
How old is Yoda? Like thousands of years?
Like close to 1,000 years old. What I find hilarious about Yoda is within one generation of... Like, they made Yoda much younger in Star Wars Episode 1. Like, he was clearly younger. But when you're, like, 1,000 years old, like, how big of a deal does it make after, like, 50 years? Seriously. Like, why would it make such a big difference? He should have looked identical. Those old people do not change that much. Or maybe I'm wrong. Who knows what Yoda originally looked like?
He was 10 feet tall.
You might have been 10 feet tall. Yeah, that's right.
And purple.
And you're just constantly changing with age. Yeah, and purple. His hand. I get a redraw with peak. It's not a good hand because it doesn't have any interaction. We have 4 Deprive, 2 Vencers, and 2 Spell Pierce. It's not even a hand that curves out very fast. Because we don't have a 1-drop. We don't have any clear way of winning the game with this hand. And the Aether Vial is not relevant because we don't even have a handful of creatures. But we do have Merfolk Trickster. That does interact with Brawl, but only for 1 turn. I'm going to keep, but I think it's a close keep. It's a close keep. I like that against Storm you should mulligan aggressively for like interaction. This is really close. This is like, well, I mean, I just don't like that it doesn't have any interaction. I think that you should be aggressively mulliganing for a hand with interaction. This has like some very weak interaction in the form of Merfolk Trickster and Peak. And the Aether Vial is nice, but like it's only nice if you have counter spells. So let's try our best from here. See what happens. Start this. Okay, so the party got a little bit better. We'll start with Master the Pearl Trident and pass. We're going to preserve our Merfolk Trickster for when they play a Brawl or Goblin Electromancer.
Brawl.
So, hand got better. Definitely got better. I'm not gonna lie. This hand's got better. Then maybe they'll just go like, Bolt. Damn you. Foiled again. Holding up double blue, doing nothing. A Braid?
Brutal. Nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I guess they don't have to do it at the end of their turn. If I had Cursecatcher, didn't matter. Maybe I should have bluffed. Why not? Maybe bluffing was a thing. Okay, that's fine. No crying over spilt milk. No, I don't want to use Aether Vial's ability. I don't even own an Aether Vial anymore. Okay, Deprive is good. So let's get our clock going. I'm not going to play Peak right now because that would make us tap out. I want to give the illusion that we have, like, you know...
Spell Pierce.
Spell Pierce or something. That's right. Spell Pierce, Dispel. They don't even know what counterspell we have. So we've got our beef on the battlefield is the point. And then we can just play it safe with, like, Merfolk Trickster and Deprive in hand. So assuming our opponent doesn't have some sort of chain of cards that would lead to a Grape Shot for 5, I think we are in very good shape here. I'm much more confident than I was a few seconds ago. Okay, there's Goblin Electromancer. We can deal with this. Ah, you're going for it? How do you go for it? Well, I guess they can do whatever they want. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to blame my opponent. They are correct to go for it right now. Whatever they can do. A Braid was good against us. Ugh, they've got Past in Flames. It's going to be gross. Four Metamorphoses. Holy cow. So I guess they were just hoping to cycle their deck. Make a bunch of mana. Okay, Brawl. So now Merfolk Trickster's offline. That's not good. They got Gifts Ungiven. Ah, we're dead. That's too bad. Well, Storm did its thing. Storm did its thing. We don't have Relic. Actually, we have a good hand. We have a good hand. They got us with the Abrade, you know, so good for them. If that, I think, I don't know. Yeah. It would have helped because I didn't have to tap out for this Lord. If I could tick my Ether Vial up to 2, I would have just attacked with like Master of the Pearl Trident, and then I don't know, counter something here. Counter the Goblin Electromancer. Unfortunately, we just had no interaction for this. Our interaction's in our hand, but it's a bit too clunky because they blew up our Ether Vial. I would like to bring everyone's awareness to this is turn 3 right now. We're losing on turn 3 miserably. I think I will save. Okay, let's see what they have, but like, it's very likely we are. Let's see, they could play... If they get 2 rituals... Well, they can't get Metamorphose! That is interesting! They can't get Metamorphose, because all 4 of them are in the graveyard. So maybe we have a chance if I put Past in Flames in their hand. They are in a dilemma, because I can put Pyretic Ritual and Desperate Ritual into the graveyard, and let them keep Past in Flames... Or no, or do I put that in the graveyard? I don't know. I can't remember. I think... Because I think Past in Flames is actually just 4 mana from their hand, 5 mana from the graveyard. So how do I do that? Because then that means if I put Past in Flames in the graveyard, that they're going to have at least 1 ritual in their hand. I think that's how it's going to work. They're having trouble thinking, though, so maybe that's good for me. Or maybe they're trying to play around still Spell Pierce or something like that. Because, you know, it's conceivable that if I have something like Spell Pierce, maybe I let a bunch of rituals resolve and then all of a sudden things got out of control. Let's see if our opponent can make a mistake. Who knows? The catastrophic problem, though, is that we can't do any... I mean, I want to put I would love to put Past in Flames in the graveyard and then untap and have Deprive up for it. And then hopefully that kills off everything they were trying to do. Another Gifts Ungiven. See, the problem is, if I put Past in Flames in hand, they cast it for 2 mana, because they have Goblin Electromancer and Brawl. Well, they have some other dilemmas. They have 1 red mana source. So if I put Past in Flames in their hand, they have no more red mana if they cast it. They can't cast Metamorphose, they can't cast anything. If I put the rituals in the graveyard and I give them Gifts Ungiven, they can play Gifts Ungiven for 2 blue, and then find, I don't know, similar garbage again? Put 2 cards in their graveyard? I think I don't have a choice. I have to put Pyretic Ritual and Desperate Ritual in the graveyard, otherwise I'll lose. Oh, what happened? What went in the graveyard? No! Oh! Okay, whatever, I concede. That almost was an interesting game. I clicked something to demonstrate, and it... Oh, what happened? They put Gifts Ungiven... Oh no, that was the resolution of this thing. Whatever. Okay, so I screwed that up. Thank you very much. Okay, that could have been an interesting game. I probably lose anyway, because if they have Past in Flames in hand, then they just cast it next turn. And it will be very hard... maybe I still have a chance. Whatever. Desperate Ritual? Yeah, I'm just dead. Okay, thank you very much. I'm done. That sucked. Careful! Be careful! Careful when this stupid Past and the stupid Gifts Ungiven. You be very careful with these Gifts Ungiven.
Should give you a prompt when you click 2 cards or whatever.
You know what? There's a lot of prompts in Magic the Gathering Online where they're like, are you sure this and this? And then you say yes. I agree. Gifts Ungiven should be one of those things. 3. I guess be careful with the gifts that you give. Oh man, these markers. Careful. Or I don't know. Careful with the gifts that you give. Sure. So we might have had a chance still in this game. We might have, because if they can't play, if for example, like what are we drawing for the next 2 turns? Would make a big difference.
Wish.
We can't see, whatever. So let's say they don't play Past in Flames. They play Gifts Ungiven, get it like I don't know, a bunch of other stuff, more rituals that I put in their graveyard. We have the option to attack for 6 next turn, and if we draw land, we can play Merfolk Trickster on a Goblin Electromancer or Baral, and then if they attempt to play, like, I don't know, Gifts Ungiven, we deprive it, and then I don't think they have enough mana to do anything for the rest of their turn unless they top deck a Ritual, or unless they have a Ritual in their hand. I have a feeling they don't have a Ritual in their hand, but I don't know. Who knows? Anything could happen. I don't know. It's not a good spot. We're in really deep trouble, but there is potentially a road to victory that might have slipped away. So anyway, we're going to thank all my patrons supporting me on Patreon. We're also going to thank themanabase.com for being our sponsor. This has been Nikachu with his brother playing Merfolk in Modern.